We have a sad story for you guys today. Our geese were very... What you got there, Jay? Yeah. You can tell me. It's a banana. There he goes, running away. Our geese have been banished to the chicken yard. We haven't let the chickens out yet this morning. So we'll see what happens. We may have to let the geese out first. So we have a sad story for you guys today. Our geese were very naughty yesterday. Before I tell you the story though, I'm going to give you a little bit of history and assure you that this vlog will end with some encouragement. So please stick with me. So here's a question. How do you know if you're ready for animals on your homestead? Let's say you're just starting out, you really don't have much experience, you're just really wanting to get those animals though, because animals are fun, right? When you come into a new situation, a new homestead, there are so many different variables and you really just aren't ever going to be perfectly ready for those critters. Definitely do the best you can to get ready. But until you have those animals on your land, in your situation, with your family, you're not going to really be able to know how to set things up just the right way for them. You have to learn through experience sometimes. So back to the pilgrim geese. We got pilgrim geese, they're a heritage breed, and we actually got them pretty much right when we moved onto our land. And we were certainly not ready for animals at the time, but we knew it was going to take years before they would give us goslings. And now here, 3 years later, we have goslings everywhere, 18 goslings. Before the goslings came, the adults pretty much just stuck to our land. They just had plenty to do here, lots of grass, lots of water, and had no reason to leave our land, except for when one of the neighbors was feeding them dog food. Yeah, that was nice. So it was actually a new thing to us when the goslings arrived and the geese started traveling all over the neighborhood. They were going across the street, the back of our pasture. They were going up to the neighbors on the hill. Well, that's where the story of our naughty geese comes in. Yesterday our neighbor called, great neighbor, she was so kind about it. She called to let me know that our geese demolished her tomato plants. And I'm just so sad about that. Kip's been away for the last few days out in California with his mom. She's been really ill, so unfortunately I don't have him here to help us figure this out. So that's why the geese are in with the chickens. That's all we could think of doing. And so later today we're going to try and make them just a very small paddock area to confine them in until we get our perfect setup for geese. Alright, so Josh is about to go feed chickens this morning. And what do you think we should do about those geese?
I think we just gotta let them out and try to keep them from going up to the neighbors.
Good idea, yep. We're going to try and get that little fenced paddock up as soon as we can after breakfast. So in the meantime we'll have to just make sure they don't go up there, huh? Mm-hmm. Alright, so do you want to go let them out and then you can feed your chickens? Mm-hmm. Alright, thanks Josh. So Nathan's our goose guy. Nathan, Josh thinks we should go ahead and let the geese out this morning so that he can go ahead and feed the chickens in the chicken yard. Do you think you can handle making sure the geese don't go up to the neighbors until we get that little paddock in?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Because both the moms will go different ways. And one could be at one side of the field and the other one's at the other side of the field.
Yeah, we have two sets, huh?
Yeah,
Well, we'll try and help you out with that, okay?
Okay.
Great. Love you, Nathan. Good morning, by the way. Thanks for watching baby for us this morning.
Welcome.
We have a few random T-posts here. And we have a fence post pounder and some extra fencing. So what I'm thinking is right here in this corner of the front of our pasture, I think we'll just pound in some T-posts and kind of close off a corner here for the geese. The goslings are big enough now, I think, that they can't go through this field fencing. When they were babies, they would just hop right through this. So hopefully that'll be a temporary situation for the geese, just to keep them from going up to the neighbors and destroying their garden. Without Kip here, it's going to be interesting, but I think the boys will be able to help me out and we'll be able to get them a little mini paddock. If you saw our introduction to our permaculture design, you probably remember that we're actually hoping to do rotational paddocks for all the animals, and that's what we think is going to be the best situation for this homestead, using sunshine. You can see the sun coming up. We're going to utilize sunshine and grass and movement, and then hopefully some gravity water systems to get all of our animals mimicking nature, doing what they do in nature, just traveling from day to day to new areas, and each animal doing their part in that movement. And that's the eventual hope, but it takes a lot of time to get that set up, so one step at a time. Okay, pep talk, geese. Morning pep talk. You are not allowed to go to the neighbor's garden, okay? You stay here. Yeah, go to the pond. Go to the pond. Good. Okay, so change of plans. This area right here, I think, is going to work much better. There's plenty of grass. Right there is an old doghouse if they need a little bit of shelter for some reason. The biggest thing is that we have a gate over here so we can get in and out. And this gate is actually pretty close to our spring. So we'll have a way to get in and out of the little temporary paddock, plus we'll be able to get water from the spring much easier to get them the water that they need. Oh my goodness, I had no idea how heavy this was going to be. How do you like our crooked, floppy, not stretched, temporary goose paddock start? Wow, that fence is so heavy. I don't know if I would have attempted this if I'd known how heavy that stuff is. But we're almost done now. We're trying to get the geese in before we close it off in that back corner there. Yay! Coming in. All right, they're all set. No more destroying the neighbor's garden. Wow. Okay, one thing I am certain of is that my husband Kip would have done a much better job at that. But it's done. Check out these hands. I don't know if you can see that. They're just about black. That was quite a project. I am really glad that we're done. Yay. So because of what just happened yesterday with our geese, I've been really thinking about the question of how do you know when to get animals for your homestead? I mean, should we have waited to get those geese until, I don't know, we had a perfect, nice enclosed paddock with a pond and plenty of grass? Would we have been ready if we had all of that for the geese? I say probably not. Even if it seems like you have a perfect setup, there are always things in any situation that come up, problems to solve, issues to fix. So when is a good time to get critters for your homestead? Is it when you've read all the books and you've watched all the YouTube videos, when you've gone to visit people who have those farms and of course have had experience with those animals in the past? Is that the right time to get animals? Well, all that's great, but that still won't prepare you for your unique situation on your homestead with those animals. So my encouragement to you today is, yes, prepare for the animals that you want to have on your homestead. Read the books, watch the movies, visit the people that have those animals. All of that's great. But at some point you're going to have to decide that you're going to get the animals, whether everything's perfect or not, and you're going to be willing to learn as you go, and you're going to be willing to solve problems, and eventually you'll be able to get the setup that you want that's just right for you and your situation for those animals. Here behind me is an example of how we are learning from experience. We went ahead and got cows even though we don't have a rotational grazing paddock set up yet, and we don't have our milking barn finished either. So behind me you can see we've got a temporary corral here. You've probably seen it in past videos if you've been watching our vlog, and we have a very temporary milking area over there, and it has not been fun. It's been super rainy season, so it's just mucky and muddy, but I am so glad we've had this experience because now we have some really good ideas of how to set up our milking barn, and we would have never learned that if we had not gotten these cows. And so I'm really thankful that we've had this opportunity to have some trial and error and learn what we want for our milking barn, so now we can set it up in a way that's going to really benefit us and make milking much easier. So if you're going back and forth trying to decide if it's time to get a certain animal for your homestead, just be encouraged. Go for it. If you think you're not quite ready, that's okay. The timing is more so about, are you guys as a family or you as an individual, are you ready to deal with any challenges that come up with that animal and be okay with those challenges? And if you're ready for that, then you're ready for the animals. So hope you're encouraged today. Sorry that we had to bring the sad news about our geese. But you know, that happens. Things happen on the homestead that are hard, and we just move on. We learn from them, we grow through them, and we come out better in the end. Thanks for watching. Thank you for giving your time to watch these videos. We spend a lot of time on them, but we are loving making these videos for you. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.